A very good morning to all of you, and I welcome you back to this last lecture on radiation in the course of heat transfer for chemical engineers targeted towards gate preparation. So, in the last class, we discussed about the view factor, and we also discussed how radiative exchange takes place between two surfaces, and we generated an analogy of equivalency circuits. The last topic that is left to be discussed is the radiation shield. So, uh, let's say you have a system and you are radiating something, and now you want to make a shield so that it doesn't affects you, or it doesn't affects the unwanted areas, or you want to make some mask out of it, like मैं इस पर्टिकुलर एरिया के ऊपर रेडिएशन नहीं एक्सपोज होने देना चाह रहा हूँ. यू वांट टू प्रिवेंट सम पर्टिकुलर एरियाज फ्रॉम गेटिंग एक्सपोज टू द रेडिएशन. So radiation shields are required for it. So what are radiation shields? How are they constructed? So radiation shields are nothing but again some planar surfaces, and they tend to have low emissivity and high reflectivity. So they are made from low emissivity and high reflectivity materials. And that will reduce the net radiation between the two surfaces. So how do they work? Let's take an example. I have a long flat plate 1 over here, and I have another long flat plate 2 over here. This plate is at temperature T1, this plate is at temperature T2. Alright, now based on the temperature differences, there will be a net radiation flux going from one plate to other. Let's say T1 is greater than T2, so a net radiation will go from 1 and will be reaching 2. So if I say the net radiation going away from the plate as positive, so the net radiation that is coming into the plate has to be given a negative sign, just for the sign conventions. Alright, now I can make an equivalent circuit diagram for this as we discussed yesterday. So this basically starts with EB1 as the potential over there, and then we'll have the first resistance, which will be 1 minus epsilon 1. Epsilon 1 is the emissivity of the first plate over epsilon 1 times the area of the first plate. Then this will give me the total J1. Now I will have another resistance which is basically coming out from the view factor. This will be 1 by A1 F1 silicate 2, or I can write A1 F1 2. Now this comes to J2 point, and then this particular plate 2 will have 1 minus epsilon 2 over epsilon 2 A2, and here it will be EB2. EB1 and EB2 are the emissive powers which can be found out using Kirchhoff's law. Which can be found out using Stephens-Boltzmann law, sigma T to the power 4, and then using driving force by the total resistance thing. And also in this particular case where we have flat plates, the view factors will be 1, also the areas would be same, so this term in the middle over here will eventually become 1. I hope everyone is okay with this, because 100% of the radiation that is going out from the plate 1 will be given to plate 2, because they are flat plate geometry. So this will be 1, and we'll be seeing more of such examples in the today's discussion, and I will have a nice expression out of it. So something like sigma T power 4 T1 power 4 minus T2 power 4, and so divided by 1 minus epsilon by epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 2 plus 1, and we can go ahead. Now let's come to the main part. Now I need to block some of the radiation going from 1 to 2. Maybe surface 2 is something like your body, and you want to block the radiations coming from your body as they can be harmful to you. So what I do is I introduce a shield in between them, like the shield of Iron Man or some DC or Marvel comic hero, something like that you can imagine. Okay, and once this shield is introduced, so this is the radiation shield that I have introduced. Now there will be Q1 going out, there will be some Q13, then from here there will be some Q23, and that will reach Q2, and all these fluxes have to be same. And what actually happens is, this is sort of giving back some of the radiations from here itself, because it is having high reflectivity and low emissivity. Low emissivity also implies low absorption, so it will absorb less, so it will try to pass less of the flux to the second plate and will try to give it back to the first plate, and that will effectively reduce our net radiation on the body or the plane 2. And we can imagine it, I mean we can analyze it using the equivalent resistance concept as well. So I can simply draw it over here, 1 minus epsilon 1 by epsilon 1. I will have the view factor now coming in, 1 by A1 F13 will be there now, because the radiation shield is coming between. Then the radiation shields 1 minus epsilon 3 on the one side, minus epsilon 3 1 A1, sorry A3, the third one. Then कहाँ तक आ गए हम लोग, just a second, yeah, we have reached till this. So it can have two epsilons also, epsilon 1 3, and this side it's having epsilon 3 1 and epsilon 3 2. You have two epsilons. So then from here again it has to go out. So I hope you are getting it. The first resistance is from this plate, just this one, then this resistance. Now here this plate has been added, right? So this particular resistance of epsilon 3 1 on the side of 1 will now come into picture, which will be similar to this. All right, then we have now reached till this point. Now to go to here, there will be this resistance equivalent to this, like 1 minus epsilon 3 2 by epsilon 3 2 A3. Now this is the flux that is been emitted by the surface 3 to the second plate. Then there will be the view factor coming in, 1 by A3 F32, and then there will be the emission that is getting absorbed by this second plate, 1 minus epsilon 2 upon epsilon 2 A2. So I hope you all are understanding. If you are not understanding, please raise your hands or unmute yourself and ask. If you are not okay with the way I am writing all these equivalent resistances, or if you are feeling uncomfortable or having any sort of doubt, please, because this is a very important topic to be understood. Or a quick raise of hands if you are getting what I am doing over here, the way in which I have been adding the resistances. And here it will be EB2, EB1. Yes guys, a quick raise of hands if you are understanding what we are doing over here. Are you comfortable with how I am actually writing those all resistances and creating the equivalent circuit, and how I can then write it as something like sigma T1 to the power 4 minus T2 to the power 4 divided by sum of all these terms, right, over here. If you have any doubt, please ask. I will wait for a moment. Please feel free to ask. Alright, so what is actually happening in this particular case that I have written in B, and this particular case that I have driven black, is that the driving force is remaining same and the net resistance is increasing. See, you see the driving force is still this T1 to the power 4 minus T2 to the power 4, whereas the resistance terms have increased. How many terms have increased? Okay, let me just highlight them in red. So we have basically increased these particular terms. 3 terms we have increased. I hope everyone is okay with them to be and since the R is increasing, the flux has now reduced, because driving force is same, the resistance is increased, so the flux has to reduce. So this is same, this has increased, so Q has to decrease. So this is the idea of using the radiation shield, and for this particular thing we'll try to have as small epsilon as possible, because smaller the epsilon, this term will get more and more small, right? वो और छोटी होती जाएगी, तो that will actually help us a lot. So it is preferred to have smaller epsilons. And then as a special case where all epsilons are same, and I have now tried to add n number of shields, a special case where n shields of same epsilon are added. Alright, and the view factors are and it's in the system of parallel plates, so view factors are 1. Alright, you can try to solve and derive this particular formula where the now net effective flux of radiation after adding n sheets will be 1 by n plus 1 over Q without any shields. So you can try to derive this formula, or else you can ask me on the WhatsApp group. I will provide you with the derivation. It is very much straightforward. After you take it to be 1, you try it for 1, you make it 2, you make it 3 plates, and then all these terms goes out to 1. These terms are all similar. You will see a nice n plus 1 thing coming out from the denominator, and you can actually try to do it by yourself. If not, then I can provide you with the derivation. I hope the concept of radiation shield is clear. A quick raise of hands if you are okay with it, and then we'll start to solve some of the problems, which is the main agenda of today's class. Yeah, others, किसी को कोई भी डाउट हो, please feel free, unmute yourself and ask it out. It is the right time. All right, everyone saying okay. All right, so now coming to the main agenda of today's class, we'll be solving previous year questions of GATE, and at the end I will be presenting the important strategies for preparation and what you can expect from this particular topic in your exams. So I'll talk about it in the later part. So first I will have the problem on the radiation shield itself. So this is the problem that was asked in 2015 GATE for 2 marks, and the problem reads as follows. There are 2 large parallel plates 1 and 2. They are held at temperatures T1 and T2 respectively, and they are placed at a distance 2d apart in a vacuum. An infinitely large flat radiation shield is now placed in parallel between 1 and 2, and the emissivities of all the plates are equal, right? The ratio of radiative heat flux with and without shield is what they have been asking you to calculate. So this particular question is directly based on the last case that we discussed, So you guys can use that particular formula and simply answer it. So I give you a moment to think about it, and then I will discuss the solution. So the answer is 0.5. In this particular problem, you can directly use the formula which I had discussed over here, or you can simply go and solve the net resistance network as well. So I will show both the approaches. Uh, First with the formula. So let's say you know the formula, and you simply write Q at n shields is equal to 1 by n plus 1 times Q without any shield, and you have been asked the ratio with and without shield. So you are asked Qn by Q naught. So this will become Qn by Q naught is equal to 1 by 1 plus 1, because there is just one shield, 0.5, and simply by knowing the formula you have grabbed 2 marks. Alright, for all those who don't know the formula, you simply start with the network. As we did over here, first one will have 3, right, and the next one will have 1 2 3 4 5 terms in it. Alright, so in this particular case, the effective resistance will come out, the net resistance will come out to be, since all the epsilons are same, so it comes out to be 1 by epsilon plus 1 by epsilon minus 1, which is 2 by epsilon minus 1. So this is like 1 minus epsilon by epsilon, this is 1, this is 1 minus epsilon by epsilon. So so this is 1 by epsilon plus 1 by epsilon, 2 by epsilon, minus 1 plus 1 getting cancelled, and another minus 1 remaining, so 2 by epsilon minus 1. In this particular case there will be 5 resistances, 2 3 4 5, and there are 2 ones, and this looks something like this. Just add them up. Yeah, there will be one more. There will be 4 of them. Oh, just a minute. And minus 1. Oh, there will be 6. I suppose. Yeah, there will be 6. There will be 6. And another one over here. Just add them up. You will be getting 4 by epsilon by 2. Take the ratio of it. You will again get the answer to be 1 by 2. Take the ratio of these two, and the answer will be 0.5. 1 by 2 or 0.5. Alright. Moving to the next question. So now we'll start in the descending order, like the latest question first to the question that has been asked in the very old gate. Alright, so this is the first question that I have. This is from GATE 2020, and this was a 2 marks question. This question is on view factor, and this question says that you have a hollow cylinder of equal length and diameter, and it is sealed at both ends. So it's a closed cylinder, and there are 3 surfaces. One is the curved surface, which is denoted by A2. Then the top flat surface is denoted by A1, and the bottom flat surface is denoted by A3. Alright. It is given that F13 is equal to 3 minus 2 root 2, and you are asked which of the following option is correct. I mean, and you are basically asked to find out the value of F21 in this particular question. So I hope the question is correct. I hope the question is understood. A quick raise of hands if you have got the question in this particular gate question. Okay, so you have got the question. I am now giving you time to think on this question, and then I will discuss the solution. Feel free to pause the video over here and think, and then you can refer to the solution. Alright, so F13 is given, and you are asked to find F21 in this question. So I will first use the additivity rule of view factors, which says summation of all Fij's over j has to be 1. So here applying that rule, I get f11 plus f12 plus f13 has to be equal to 1. Now the self view factor for a flat plate is always 0. Why it is 0, you can refer to my previous video, and answering it in short, the flat plate can never view itself. I mean, if a radiation is going away from the is going out from the flat plate, it can never reach to the flat plate back because of the geometrical thing. So this term has to be 0. f13 is known, so from this I can straight away get the value of f12, which is equal to 2 times root 2 minus 2. And then I will use the reciprocity rule, which says a1 f12 is equal to a2 f21. Alright, a1 is the area of the circle, which will be given by pi d square by 4. f12 we know is equal to a2. a2 is the curved surface area of the cylinder, which will be given by pi dl, and since d is equal to l, so pi into d into l will be pi d square times f21. So this particular thing is getting cancelled. So basically f21 is nothing but f12 by 4. So by 4, so it turns out to be root, this is f21 now, okay, by 4. f12 is only just this particular term. So this will be root 2 by 2 minus 1, or 1 by 2, or option B. So answer is B. Alright, let's move to the next question. So this question was asked in 2017 GATE for 2 marks. It says let I, this term is intensity B lambda, be the spectral body radiation intensity per unit wavelength about the wavelength lambda. The black body radiation intensity emitted by the black body over all wavelengths will be. It's a pretty much straightforward question, and this is about all those basic concepts, and typically about how I is related with E, and we had learned that integration concept. So this particular question is on that. So there is no such calculation involved. It is a simple straightforward one step solution type question. So feel free to pause your video, think about the answer, and then I will discuss it. So the correct answer is C, and this is directly the question asked on the concept, wherein IB lambda is the intensity of black body for a particular lambda, and you have been asked to calculate the black body radiation intensity over all wavelengths. So you basically you need to integrate it from 0 to lambda with d lambda, and the second thing that you need to think of integration limits, it cannot be negative, and we'll start from 0. Alright, so the answer is C for this particular question. It was a simple straightforward question. Such type of questions are asked in interview placement tests a lot, like simply on the concepts. They will give you let's say I lambda is this, what is the energy, so you should know how you have to integrate it over the area. So you just have to select the correct expression from the option, that's it. You don't need to solve anything, just select the correct expression type question. Alright, moving to the next question from GATE 2016, again for 2 marks. It reads as follows: we have 2 concentric spheres and the space between them is under a vacuum. Their radius or radius are given, and we have been also given that the radiation is occurring only between the outer surface and the of the S1, I mean, and the smaller so basically let me draw the figure so that will make the things easier. So we have two spheres like this. This is S1 and this is S2. Okay, and the radiation is occurring only between the outer surface of S1, that is this uh, outer area of the smaller sphere, and the inner area of the outer sphere. And now we are asked to calculate the fraction of the radiation leaving S2 which reaches S1. So basically you are asked to calculate F21 in this particular question. Again, this is a question on view factor. So I'm pausing this, so you can pause the video here, think of the solution, and I will be discussing the solution now. So again, this question was on finding out the view factor F21, which will essentially be the ratio of areas A1 by A2, which will be 4 pi d or 4 pi r square r1 square by 4 pi r2 square. Alright, and this is equal to 0.5. Again, you cannot directly reach to this particular conclusion where F21 is equal to A1 by A2. You obviously have to start from this particular point, where first you appreciate that F12 has to be equal to 1. All the radiation that is leaving the surface 1 is going to reach surface 2. So the view factor F12 has to be 1, and then use the reciprocity rule. This A1 F12 is equal to A2 F21. Alright, this particular thing is 1, so what we are left with is F21 is equal to A1 by A2. Alright, we have already discussed this case yesterday in our class. You can go back and refer to it. I have explained it in more detail why as to F12 has to be 1. And alright, now let's move to the next question. So we have already seen this particular question. Yeah, this question. So this is from GATE 2014, and it was again a 2-mark question with a penalty of minus 0.67 for wrong answers, and it reads as follows. You in a completely opaque medium, if 50% of the incident monochromatic radiation is absorbed, which of the following statements are correct? So multiple statements can be correct in this particular question. This question is on alpha rho T thing. Alright, so you have been given the value of alpha, and you are given the second hint as the material is completely opaque medium. We have discussed this in our previous classes. So using this, find out which of the following options are correct. So I will pause. You can pause the video over here, and then I will be discussing the solution next. Alright, so everyone is spamming AD. You all are right. A and D are the correct options over here. Let's quickly go over why A and D are correct. When we say it's a completely opaque medium, that implies that tau, or the transmission or the transmittivity, has to be equal to 0. Hence option D is correct. Then we have this nice relation, alpha plus rho plus tau has to be equal to 1. The value of alpha is given to be 0.5, tau is 0, that implies rho is equal to 0.5. So 50% of the radiation has to be reflected, as rho is corresponding to reflectivity. Hence A is correct, B and C are wrong, and D is the correct option. So A and D are the correct answers. Very good. Kudos to all of you. Let's move to the next question that was asked in GATE 2013. Again, this was for a 2 marks question, and the question reads as follows. A hole of area 1 centimeter square is opened on the surface of a large spherical cavity whose on-site temperature is maintained at 727 degrees Celsius. Assumed blackbody radiation, the rate at which energy is emitted in watts by the entire cavity through the hole is. So basically this question is on a black body. We have constructed a black body by having a large cavity of large spherical cavity coated with carbon black. Its temperature is maintained at 727 degrees Celsius, and a small opening of 1 centimeter square is kept for the radiation to go out. So you need to calculate the rate at which the energy is emitted, or basically EB or Q has to be calculated in this question. Alright, please pause the video over here, think of your solution, and then I will be discussing the solution now. Alright, I can see 5.67 spamming in the chat. Yes, you all are correct. The answer is 5.67, is indeed 5.67 watts. And how, we'll just be seeing it. So we have a large cavity which is having an opening over here of 1 centimeter square. The temperature has been maintained at 727 degrees Celsius, which is 1000 Kelvin. Be careful to use the temperature in the units of Kelvin only while using your Stefan-Boltzmann law, which has to be used here to calculate Q. And Stefan-Boltzmann law is A epsilon sigma T to the power 4. It's a black body, so epsilon has to be 1. Area will be 4 pi r square. Sorry, area is directly given 1 centimeter square. 1 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 meter square times sigma, which is 5.67 into 10 raised to the power minus 8. Please be careful about the units over here. Though the answer is asked in watts, so it won't be very much tricky. The unit is watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4 times temperature to the power 4, which is 1000 to the power 4. This will be Kelvin to the power 4 meter square. Everything getting cancelled, and the final expression is in terms of watt. So, and the answer is also asked in watts. So 10 raised to the power minus 4 minus 8, and this is 10 raised to the power plus 12. Minus 4 minus 8 minus 12, and this is plus 12. So everything getting cancelled, and what we are left with is 5.67 watts. Q is equal to 5.67 watts. This is what you are asked, and this is the final answer for this question, which will be yielding you 2 points in the GATE exam. Alright, moving to the next question that was asked in GATE 2012. Again, this question is on view factor, and this is also for 2 points. And the question says two spheres are enclosed as shown in the figure. R2 is twice of R1. The fraction of radiation leaving surface 2 that strikes itself. Now you see in one of the previous GATE paper, where it was. Okay. Yeah, in this particular 2016 question, it was asked to calculate F21. Now they are asking you to calculate the self view factor over here, F22. In 2016 they asked you to calculate F21. Now they are asking you to calculate F22. Very similar questions. Some values have been changed. So there you go. Okay, I can see option D or 0.75 being spammed in the chat. Yes, you are right, all of you. It's 0.75. Let's quickly go over the solution. You have to use two concepts over here again, the reciprocity rule and the additivity rule. So first thing first, you must know F11 plus F12 has to be 1, F21 plus F22 has to be equal to 1. You can easily say that this is going to be 0 and F12 will be 1. Then from using this F12 equal to 1, you can calculate F21. As we have practiced this thing a lot many times till now, so you can simply calculate F21 as the ratio of A1 by A2, which will be equal to R1 square by R2 square, which will be 0.25, and plug in the value of F21 over here. You can get the value of F22, which is 1 minus 0.25, which is equal to 0.75. Answer. Alright, moving to the next question from GATE 2011. Here again we have two black bodies and we are going to calculate the view factor over here. Here it's said that there are two black bodies of area 1 meter square and 4 meter square. They exchange heat only by radiation, and 40% of the energy emitted by S1 is received by S2. So view factor is given over here. And now you are asked to calculate the fraction of energy emitted by S2 that is received by S1. So you are asked to calculate F21, and you have been given the value of F12. Alright, so pretty much similar to the previous question that we discussed. Let's see how well you can find it out. Feel free to pause the video over here and I will be discussing the solution now. Alright, so I can see 0.1 spammed. Yeah, you guys are right, 0.1 is the answer. So again, as discussed in the previous question, we will be using the reciprocity rule and the rule of addition, where F21 plus F22 has to be equal to 1, and alright, so actually this rule is nowhere needed, only F12 A1 equal to F21 A2 is required. So from this particular statement, F12 is 0.4, A1 is 1 is equal to F21 into 4. Cancel it out. A simple one step calculation question. This was asked for 1 mark in GATE 2011. Let's move to the next question asked in GATE 2010. So in this particular question, you are asked to generate a matrix. You are asked to generate a matrix of view factors for two infinitely long coaxial cylinders as shown in the figure. So the radius for the smaller cylinder is R, and the radius for the bigger cylinder is twice of R, and you need to calculate the view factors for them. So we have a matrix like this. So you can just type in the values in the chat box, or you can unmute and say the values in this order: F11, F12, F21, F22. Alright, you've been asked to calculate this in this GATE question. Alright, please can pause the video over here and I will be discussing the solution now. Alright, you can see the answer 0, 1, 0.5, 0.5 being spammed in the chat. It is correct. So let's start step by step. First things first, the most simplest view factor to be calculated is the self view factor for the inner cylinder or the smaller cylinder. So for a small cylinder, its self view factor F11 has to be 0. It's a convex surface, and a convex surface has a self view factor of 0. Alright, then if I know F11, I can find out F12 using the rule of addition. So F11 plus F12 has to be equal to 1. That implies F12 is equal to 1. Alright, now I am done with calculating two view factors. Right, now I will use the reciprocity rule to calculate F21, which will be F12 times area 1 divided by area 2. This is area of cylinder 1, area of cylinder 2, which is equal to 1 into area of the first cylinder is pi RL, area of the second cylinder is pi 2 RL, because its radius is 2R. Oh, sorry. LL getting cancelled, pi getting cancelled, RR getting cancelled. The value is 0.5. Now I know the value of F21. Again use the additive rule. So F22 plus F21 has to be equal to 1. That implies F22 is 0.5. So you have 1 0 1 0.5 0.5 as your final answer. Alright, let's move to the next question. Again, this is a question on view factor, but the geometry is hemispherical over here, and you are asked to calculate the self view factor for the curved surface 2, and this is a question from GATE 2009 for 2 marks. So I will be discussing the solution next, so feel free to pause the video over here, think for a while, and then you can refer to the solution. Alright, I can see 0.5 spammed everywhere throughout the chat. Yes, this is the correct answer, 0.5. Again, there will be 4 view factors over here: f11, f12, f21, f22. Surface 1 is a flat plate, it will have a self view factor of 0. f12 therefore has to be 1. Right, now using f12 calculate f21. Alright, so the area of this particular plate will be pi r square. This is a hemisphere, so it has to be 2 pi r square. The ratios of these particular areas is 0.5, so f12 goes to be 0.5. This is basically a1 by a2, and hence f22 is going to be 0.5. This is by the use of additivity rule, hence the answer is 0.5. Very well. Alright, so with this we come to the end of this particular exercise of problems that are asked in last 10 years or previous 10 years GATE problems, 10 to 12 years. And now I would like to present some remarks on this particular exercise and as to which areas you need to focus. So my strong concluding remark over here is around 2 mark questions, 2 marks question is very frequently asked. Almost 80% of the questions that are asked in GATE are a 2 marks question on this particular topic, and they are coming out very much frequently, like around 10 in 13 times. So about 10 in 13 years, 10 times in 13 years a question on radiation was asked, and of which almost 8 times it was a 2 marks question. And it so you can expect a 2 mark question, at least 2 marks question coming out from radiation. And to prepare this, what all the concepts that you require is, you need to know what is E, J and G. I'm not writing them in the particular order, just writing it. You need to know absorptivity, resistivity, tau. We have all discussed this. But these are highly important, as we have already seen. Either they come in combination with some question, or independent question of them is formed. Then you need to know how intensity I is related with all of them. So basically these two are combined, and there is a high probability that a question on this is formed. Then you should know the concept of black body radiation, Wien's displacement law, Planck's law, Stefan Boltzmann law, Kirchhoff's law. I forgot to add one more, Rayleigh Jeans, of which I feel that Stefan Boltzmann and Kirchhoff's law are highly used in questions, and I can say them as hot topics. View factor is the hottest topic of all. I mean, you have seen like almost every next question is coming out from view factor itself. So please practice this as much as you can, and this should be your main center of doing practice, as to this is the most probable area where a question is asked. And you see, if you know the concept of view factor, you can easily apply it. All you need to know is what is view factor and the 2 rules of view factor, and boom, you are very much into solving any of the question. We solved it for various geometries. And then radiation exchange between the surfaces, that is the concept of equivalency circuits. So that is very much useful, if not very much frequent in GATE, but you see some 1 or 2 question can come in your placement tests by the companies that are more into designing some heat exchanging equipments, they can always ask you some or the other question on this. And there are some questions that have been asked on this in the BARC exams. So I will be talking about BARC exams in one of the videos which will be released on the channel very soon. And the concept of radiation shield. We saw one direct question asked on the radiation shield in the GATE exam. In previous years also one of the question on radiation shield was asked. Now some remarks from my side, from my observations. फर्स्ट थिंग, व्यू फैक्टर पे बहुत सवाल ऑलरेडी बन चुके हैं गेट एग्जाम में. सो इन द कमिंग ईयर्स यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट अ चेंज ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम व्यू फैक्टर टू सम अदर एरियाज. ऑल राइट, क्योंकि एक टाइप का सेचुरेशन आ गया. एंड इफ यू सी द ट्रेंड फ्रॉम 1990 टिल नाउ, एक टाइम तक उनका मतलब कंटिन्यूसली बुम उसी एरिया के ऊपर क्वेश्चन डालते गए. जब थोड़ा सा सेचुरेशन आ गया, उन्होंने क्वेश्चंस का नेचर चेंज करना स्टार्ट किया. वो फिर now I expect that if not from view factor, the question will come either from this or something related with this I lambda. So 1990s से बीच में there was a fashion of asking questions about how about giving some graph of I lambda versus lambda, and then based on the graph you need to integrate it and find out the total E. Or there was a graph given for E lambda versus lambda and you were asked to find out the total E value, something like that. So you can expect a question like this also to come. And how to solve this particular question, I have already discussed this in previous to the previous class, so 2 classes before. So you can always go there and refer. I will put the link of it in the description box as well. So the idea is that you should know these topics in general, and more emphasis should be given on the topics that are highlighted in bold. And most common question asked in GATE is from the view factor topic, but since I see saturation coming in that particular topic, so questions based on emission power, radiosity, radiation and their relation with intensity can be asked. Like a graph is given and you need to integrate it something, or a equation is given and one step integration is required to find out, or some differentiation has to be done, something like that in the exam. So you should be prepared for it. And radiation shield is always underrated. It can come out, but the probability is less. All right, with this we conclude the discussion on radiation, and from the next class we'll start with evaporators. With this I conclude today's session. Thank you.